It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in to the 2023 pre-Christmas edition of The Local Show. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. The Local Show features conversations about local businesses. We talk with the business owners, CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We learn how they got into business and why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, where their businesses might be going in the future. You're going to hear it all, their successes, challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. We say hello to Steve, my head Christmas elf, and all that. And head, you're really the coordinator and director of the Steve Roberts Variety Show. Which this
I never know what you're going to say.
It is the Steve Roberts
Tom,
Show.
let's be honest. I
am being honest.
I have my notes here. The team does an amazing job booking guests and things. And if you want to put your business on the show, reach out to us, and maybe we could do that. And then I show up and you do all the work. Let's just be honest.
Not really.
But the rest of the week you don't do anything. Okay, but I work. Right. But at this moment,
you do.
I kind of just hang out with you, Tom.
Yeah. Interviewing for new hosts this season, I heard.
What does that mean? No.
So
you're right, because I'm going to take more vacations. So I need more people to sit in here. So, okay. Yep. So
you're going to be the leader more.
Yes. Yeah, no.
Well, Matt Major is going to stop by today. We'll talk with him. He's the founder of Your IT Department.
Don't tell anybody, Tom, but he's already here.
Yeah, good.
Oh, okay.
We'll keep him here then, at least for 5 minutes. Mary Hawkins stops by. She's the campus director. She's the new one, by the way, at Bryant and Bryant, not Bryant, right? And Stratton College.
Yeah,
and
that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. Neil Carr, Vice President of Prime Heating and Air. Cindy Page is the owner of Page's Christmas Farm. And Bob Molta owns the Slot Car Central and Toy Store. And Jason Mahalik is part of the family business called CNY Medical Products. Bakash Regmi is the owner of Caring Family Health Nurse Practitioners. He'll stop by for a conversation. And Jeff Steigerwald is the owner of Liehs and Steigerwald.
Tom, imagine me reading that list and pronouncing those names if you weren't here, just for a second.
Well, How would that have gone? Well, it would be terrible. But once again, it was your idea. It's your show, and you're doing great, Tom. You'll do just fine. The bar is very low for broadcasting these days, and I prove it. You don't have to worry about it. All right, Matt Major, founder of Your Local IT Department. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, Tom.
Good. Hey, what is your background? I always like to start with that because people might not know. They think you're just some jamoke off the street.
I mean, I am just some jamoke, but I got my start in the nerd business many years ago when I was actually about 14 years old. I started in the local computer shops, a place called Customized Computer Room in Frankfurt, New York.
So all the other kids were playing sports.
Yeah, I was building computers, but and that's been my whole career. So throughout my close to 30 years now, I've done everything from being in charge of technology at school districts and large organizations to kind of being a freelancer and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And then a few years ago, we started this company, and it's been going from there.
Nice. In Frankfurt, they just recently got electricity, as far as I knew.
Yeah. The person doesn't have to turn the crank anymore.
You used to have to drive over to Dunkirk to get coffee.
All the way out there to Dolgeville, all those places. Yeah. When I worked out in a radio there, we used to have to name all of the places with the weather. Yeah. It's the only way I knew those places. So your local IT department, this is a big deal in that AI has kind of infiltrated into all aspects of everybody's business. You've got things that are happening automatically in the background that people don't even know about.
Yep.
And then, of course, everything's always changing. So if you have somebody in-house, can they really keep up with it, just that one person?
No, one person can't keep up with everything that's going on. Don't even talk about AI yet. Everything else that's happening is overwhelming. So that's the advantage that we have is we bring a whole team and we do continual team development to keep people up to speed. And as these new things occur, we bring in folks that specialize in that.
So I have a big question here. So how do you collaborate with incompetence? Seriously, and I say that if I was the IT guy, and I wouldn't be, but and I say that tongue in cheek, but how is it that people have? Well, I got a guy. It's usually a guy. He's usually white and he's usually 28 years old. I got a guy.
Yep.
But that guy can't. Tom's point is spot on. You don't know everything. You can't. So how do you come in and how is that individual not like, well, why do you bring people in? Oh, I don't know. Why do they need a bigger company? How do you do that? Because there's got to be an art to that because you want to work together. How's that happen?
Well, usually, depending on who that guy is, usually he knows what he doesn't know, and in my experience, welcomes the help in other areas.
Oh, so he'll acknowledge that because that's a big deal.
Yeah. And what we try to do every time we work with an internal IT department, it's what we call co-managed IT, where they have some folks, but we kind of supplement. Our whole everything is we make them look like the hero. So a lot of the employees in the company don't know that there's a vendor like us that even exists. All they know is Jimmy in the IT department takes care of everything as soon as I call, and that's what we're trying to provide for him, and give them that sort of backup.
Do you find that IT becomes even more important to get things done as we close out the year and then during the holidays? Is that an issue?
It depends on the business. So sometimes, like last year, we were going crazy right up until the last end of the year. Other years, so far, knock on wood, things have been relatively calm, and a lot of people have gotten their end-of-year ducks sort of in a row, I feel like.
Right. What about
so it just depends.
What about the beginning of the year? That's a good point. Is it, 2024, geez, we've been kicking this stuff down the road.
Yep.
Is this a good time to do maybe a CAT scan of the system, for lack of a better term, and say, hey, here's what we recommend, here's some things you could do, and here's things if you don't do them, you're going to die. Do you offer an audit? I don't know if that's a term.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I hate that term, but that's exactly it. We can come in for all kinds of folks, and anytime, even if people are considering working with us, that's one of the things we do. We really take a good in-depth look of what you've got going on, how we might be able to help, and how you might benefit before we ask you for $1.
Right, and your local IT department, so what you combine all these things you just said, you are that insider. Yes. So it's not like I got to send it to Bora Bora. I'm talking to the folks in Asia. This is you become the IT department or part of it. And would you call it co-managed?
Co-managed IT. Yep. That's when a company has some IT staff and we sort of supplement them. The alternative is full managed, where they don't have anybody and our team becomes the entire IT department for the company.
Yeah. And I think that you talk in a practical manner and you make things, you bring it down to a level that people can understand. People can have a conversation with you at 315-333-0999. That's a very simple number. Write that down, 315-333-0999. Go to localitdepartment.com, localitdepartment.com, and see all of the services they have. Matt Major right there is the founder of your local IT department, and you have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thanks, fellas.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Mary Hawkins. She's the campus director at Bryant and Stratton College right here in Syracuse, New York. Stick around for that conversation next on The Local Show.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back at it again. You found the local show, the last bastion of good quality talk radio about all sorts of fun stuff.
It is the last bastion, Tom. You're right. I'm just going to say you're right.
It's the last bastion of talk radio as it relates to new businesses and things like that.
I don't know if it's the last. I think it's kind of the only one.
Yeah,
I don't know that there was any.
One.
I don't know that there was any. Well, just a long time ago.
Yes.
Rural radio, AM radio, they would have more conversations.
Oh,
with business owners and things. So now,
of course,
this does create the last bastion of organizations and businesses to be able to have a real conversation and get to know them. So I'm going to agree with you for once, Tom.
A lot of different businesses around town that you should check out, especially during the holiday season. People selling their wares, their services, their things that you don't know about.
Right.
So don't go huge national, go local.
No.
If everybody did that, economies would be chugging right along.
You say
nicely.
that, you make me, and it wasn't planned. You remind me of Stephanie over at Blake Jewelry.
Okay.
Over there, Township 5, there's a jewelry store. Don't go to the mall. Sorry if you're the mall listening. But you got a great selection in there. Diamonds for a fraction of what you'd pay at the mall. So it's right next to Subway. So get a sandwich, go to Costco and buy a barrel of mayonnaise or whatever they sell there, and visit Stephanie over at Blake Jewelry.
Very nice. Somebody new to the show is Mary Hawkins. She's the new campus director at Bryant and Stratton College up there on, they're in James Street. They're in a couple different places.
Yeah, James Street. We're out in Liverpool on 57.
Okay. Well, how are you, Mary?
I'm great. I'm here at the last bastion of quality programming.
Isn't that nice?
I couldn't be better.
I'm glad you've noticed that.
Fun stuff.
Thanks for inviting me.
Now, Mary, you're not from Syracuse, are you?
No, I was actually born outside of Albany, so I get to claim that I'm a native New Yorker.
Oh, okay. All right.
Although we moved to Maine when I was 7. So.
Oh, Maine's beautiful. My wife's been up to Maine. I think she went to Bar Harbor, right?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful, huh?
Mm-hmm. There's no highways there. To get anywhere, you got to go wiggle, 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 wiggle. If you look at the coast of it, you don't get anywhere fast in Maine.
No, we have an expression, you can't get there from here.
Yes. So you can't get there from here. That's how they say it, too.
I once had a job offer when I was in my early 20s to go work radio.
I was hoping it was recently.
In Maine. And there's a station out there that was called The Moose. The Moose in Maine.
Absolutely.
Nice, big station, I guess.
I don't know if it's the high quality program that you have here on the local show.
Yeah, of course. So where did you go from there? What's your professional background like?
So I've worked all over. I like to say that I don't vacation, I relocate. So I was fortunate to work for a large college organization that had many campuses across the country. And so I worked there until recruited here by Bryant and Stratton to come back home to New York to be in Syracuse. So
nice.
Now I'm the campus director, and hot news that you guys have, as of January 1st, I'll be the market director, so I'll be over both the Liverpool and the Syracuse locations.
Wow. There you go.
That's a big gig.
Yeah.
That is a lot of work.
So 7 months in.
Yeah, so fill us in. What niche does Bryant and Stratton fill in the educational cog?
We are the place where you cannot get lost. That's what I like to say. Okay. If a student is struggling, they probably get too much outreach from all of our advisors and the faculty, the program directors, the dean. Everyone is calling, texting now, reaching out to those students. So I think that's the niche that we fill. We're small, individualized.
Right. So what do you guys specialize in? Like, I always thought of Bryant and Stratton as the old CCBI or the business school, right?
Mm-hmm. I've definitely heard that. And as I'm out in the community, I'm meeting so many graduates from those different programs. Our Liverpool campus is primarily nursing now. We have a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing and over 200 students in that.
Wow, nobody needs a nurse. There's no nursing jobs out there.
Sure, right.
Is there room in that program for more?
There still is, and there's room in the January start for January 10th.
So if someone or knows somebody or a grandkid or a kid say they thought about it, there's an opportunity to start in January?
They can stay local, just like they can shop local.
Right.
And they can get their degree in nursing.
How long is that program?
It is a bachelor degree, but it can actually be done in just under 3 years because we go year-round.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a big program. And I think that's got great reviews nationally, on a national scope.
We just had our first small graduating class, and all of the graduates passed the licensure exam, the NCLEX, on their first attempt. So that's really a great
That's a big deal.
Yeah. It is.
That's a very big deal.
Cool. So you got the nursing, and what else do you guys? What else would people go there for?
On the Syracuse campus, we still have our business program, so still staying true to that. But we also have some in the medical arena. So we have occupational therapy assistant and physical therapist assistant, as well as medical assisting.
So a lot of medical stuff. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
very nice.
So those are all are those like year, 2 year, 4 year? Help me understand where that fits.
Are associate degree programs, but they can be done again since we go year round. They're under 2 years.
If anybody comes in from out of town, do you have campus housing as well?
We do have housing, and you'd be surprised to learn that most of the students in housing are international.
No kidding.
So we have athletic programs. And yes, I just traveled on the team bus to Pittsburgh to go to, we were in the USCAA conference, to go to the national championships with our men and women's soccer team.
Really?
The women placed second, the men unfortunately didn't do as well, but they were probably around fourth.
So international food in a dorm, I want to know the food that's there because I like internationals. So if you have a mix of languages and cultures, that means that it's not all burgers and fries. That means there's some good stuff there.
Right. There are some burgers and fries. We actually have a student union, so we have to feed those students in housing. And this is all attached to the James Street building, so it's not a separate dorm.
Right.
So we see the students roll out in their PJs to go eat breakfast.
Now, you've been in higher education for a while. How have you seen technology impact higher education?
I remember back when I worked for a school that I had to convince them that the internet wasn't a fad and they should buy their domain name.
I think this thing's going to stick around.
I think it is. 1993, I think the internet's a thing.
Oh, that's funny.
But now, it's just ubiquitous. And our staying in touch with the students and keeping them interested, I think, is really important. That's why we have to be on our game with the technology that we use for education.
You must have a big IT department.
We do, and we use, Blackboard for our classrooms.
Oh, yes, right. Okay, you got all that.
So all of our classes have this online component where they can get extra assistance.
Yep. And students' financial aid, is it out there? Are you a different kind of school where that doesn't count, or is it more or less?
They can participate if they qualify in federal-funded financial aid. We're also doing a lot with scholarships. So you've probably heard of the Say Yes Syracuse.
Yes.
Where
I had to say that.
Where students.
I haven't.
I have. I had to say
High
yes.
school students in Syracuse are really fortunate because there's this Say Yes to Education. They can attend many colleges at a significantly reduced price. And so we participate in that. We're now a nonprofit, which people don't know.
Oh, I
so
didn't
we're
know
really
that,
happy to participate in the Say Yes.
So it creates a bridge from, I'll say inner city, because most of it's inner city, and maybe individuals that were on the bubble but wouldn't go to school, but there's other challenges, social, family,
Absolutely.
and it creates a bridge and an opportunity to be able to continue the education for individuals, and so they don't get lost in the sauce, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, I've only known Mary Hawkins for a short amount of time, but I think we're very, fortunate to have her in Syracuse and working at Bryant and Stratton. That's awesome.
Just don't ask her for directions. She wasn't from here.
That's right.
She won't know.
If she can maneuver around Maine, she can maneuver around Maine.
Good point.
I don't have an atlas. I have a GPS.
690 east to west, 81 north. You're good. That's all you got to know.
Campus director at Bryant and Stratton College. Their main number in the Syracuse number, 315-472-6603. Is that good?
It is.
That sounds right to me.
Yep.
315-472-6603. And you can check out Bryant and Stratton and talk to Mary when you're there. Thank you so much, and you have a great rest of the day.
Thanks.
Okay, coming up next, we're going to talk with Neil Carr. He's the Vice President of Prime Heating and Air, right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back again, and that means that you are too, and we do appreciate your company on the weekends with Tom and Steve from Zoey Advertising. This is the local show, more important than ever, because it's the holiday season, and we want you to do business locally, like the fine folks at Geddes are looking for your face in the place.
Face in the place. It sounds like a rap song or something.
It was an old
face in the place.
Our old radio guy used to say that.
Oh my gosh! Well, yeah, they're writing mortgages, and yeah, people still buy houses, and people are taking big piles of money they've stuffed in their mattress from Mattress Makers on Bridge Street across from Henry Wilson Jewelers. They've taken it out of Charlie's Mattress, and they're putting it in CDs and getting good rates, and without the fear of the market right now. So Geddes Federal, you're keeping it local. Great folks, GettesFederalSavingsAndLoan.com. Neil?
Yeah, Neil Carr is here. He's got a lot of money.
Caught you, didn't I?
Not in the market at the moment.
How'd you like that?
I might need to call Mattress Makers.
Neil's got money like a rap star.
Yeah.
Neil is the vice president of Prime Heating and Air, primeheatandair.com. You can go on their website, see the whole family. They're a family of brothers. Oh, brother. So
That's right.
How's things going for you there, Neil?
Going well. Yeah, going well. Good to be back, guys. Thanks.
Family in good shape? Everybody?
Yeah. Thanksgiving was good. Had the fam and spent some quality time. And now here we are back at it, getting ready for the next one.
Right. Yeah, nice batch of stuff. What is this National Grid thing with a $75 rebate if you stand on your head and bark like a dog?
Yep. They'll give you that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they're offering $75 if you get some maintenance done to your furnace or your boiler. They're doing it for any equipment that's over 5 years old. If you get maintenance done to it, you can apply for a $75 rebate. They're offering that for residential customers every 5 years.
So do you give like a receipt to someone and then they have to mail in the receipt?
Yep. So they'll business as usual for us. We'll bill you, collect payment, and then you'll get your paid invoice, and then that's what you use to submit to National Grid through their website.
Are you jacking up your prices by $75?
Well, 100 and they cost 75. Yeah, exactly. So you get half to 3/4 of your maintenance covered through National Grid, which is a nice little thing. Yeah,
so it's maintenance. So this isn't. I don't have to get a heat pump because Hochul told me to. I don't have to. Sorry, I don't think she listens. We can say anything we want about her.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Yeah, she don't listen.
She don't listen to anybody.
So people could call Prime.
Yeah.
The 803-4287 Prime Heating. 802 and say, hey, can you check out my furnace and rub on it and do the thing, furnace, and they'll get $75 back from that, and you don't even charge a whole lot more than that for a check. I know you don't. So
you're getting, like I said, you're getting about 3/4 of it covered. So
3/4, that's math, Tom. I know, Tom.
So if 75 is 3/4, Tom, we're at what? Right?
Yeah. How much is it, Tom?
Right around.
Don't give him the answer. Come on, I want to see him struggle.
It's early. Yeah, don't make him struggle.
I heard you did a little work for Hunter there at the radio station.
Yes.
She's got a boiler. Did you put in a whole new boiler?
Yeah, we replaced her boiler system. Yep.
Wow. Yep. And she's got like the kind that where she was telling me she has like unlimited hot water.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Right.
You got that kind of system, huh?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember exactly which one we put in over there. We've done a bunch of them, but yeah, I mean, I didn't physically do it, but it was Prime.
Dwayne in the game.
Yeah,
Dwayne, your brother do it.
Yeah, that's right. Dwayne in the game did that for her. It was great.
So is a boiler system better than a forced air in this climate?
I mean, better. It just depends on what you like or what you're used to or what the house has when you buy it. Honestly, I mean, boiler systems are
more efficient?
No, not necessarily. They're not necessarily more efficient. It's just a different style of heat.
I got
So you don't have forced air. Obviously, it's forced air. So you have air blowing around the house. And some people like or dislike that. Boilers, it's more of like a radiant heat coming out of the.
We had that at our old house. Yeah. And how about this? You don't get the dust.
Right. Which would be nice. Because there's no air.
Because it's just heat. You're not pushing things around. So I never had the dust.
Usually that's decided. That's usually decided at construction. So it's not like, I got a forced air system. I want to go to a boiler. I mean, could you do it? Sure. Do you want to spend the money it's going to take to do it? Probably not. Yeah. Usually, that, like I said, that's done.
But a boiler doesn't do air conditioning.
That's the other thing, right? So you're not going to get air.
Gotcha. Yep. So you have to have something separate.
Yep. Separate system.
Maybe one of those heat pump hybrid things.
Yep. Exactly.
So let me ask you this: something weird happened to me
every day.
Yeah. Something weird happened.
I don't know if I'm qualified here, Tom. Go ahead, though.
I had kids. No, I was down in the basement changing the filter out.
Yep.
And I thought I had a couple of filters, in the queue.
Yeah.
Well, you know how when you take one filter out, if you buy a 2-pack,
yep.
You have the other one sitting there.
Yeah.
I went down there and it was all discolored, like it had been in the furnace.
Bought it from a big box store.
I did, yes. What happened?
Someone returned it, got their money back.
You think?
I would assume.
So it wasn't like just from being exposed to the air in the basement that made it go.
Correct. I would assume. There was some shady business going on there. Yeah.
So where should they buy their furnace filters?
Well, obviously, I mean, yeah. You got it for residential. You go to a big box store, Lowe's, Home Depot, something like that. You just gotta
look in the box.
Look in the box. Check.
But so there is no problem if people keep their
Mine are sitting right. Mine are sitting right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
They won't discolor. They won't turn.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, unless you got them out there and you're doing work or cutting some wood around them or doing whatever. But yeah,
the whole theory, and I think it's a theory that if you turn your heat down too far and you turn it back up, it costs more than keeping it at one temperature. Can you dispel?
That's an age-old debate. I don't know if I got the exact answer to
because it's like
but
to me, if I'm not heating and then I'm heating. Yeah, I saved money when I wasn't. But like, oh no, that's not the way. Is this just people trying to? I don't know. So give us the answer, and we're going to hold you to it.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I don't know if I'm qualified again. I mean, you guys are killing me today. No, I'm just kidding. Is it better? Is money wise? I don't know. Maybe, but comfort wise, it's not going to be. I mean, you set a temperature that you're comfortable at, and you allow the equipment to just maintain the temperature. Obviously, nighttime you go to bed, you drop it down a few degrees, you get up in the morning, you heat it up a little bit. But I mean, going from off to on, I think is probably not the way to do it.
I think, Tom, the age-old question, the most important question is, what temperature makes women happy?
Yeah, definitely don't have the answer.
Okay, anybody?
No. But if your house is well insulated, right?
Anybody?
I would say the difference is if you got a well insulated house or you've taken care of, your windows are good, whatever. Your house should maintain the temperature. For an amount of time.
Since we've had the new comfort windows in our house and the new comfort door system, it's been absolutely fantastic so far.
Yeah,
and it does maintain. It's just Kelly likes it at 72, 73 degrees.
She likes the warmer too.
I like it at 65.
Don't invite me over for Christmas. I couldn't do it.
No, I got to
show
go
up in shorts and a t-shirt. Yeah,
I got the back door open.
My mom's house is comfortable 89.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a lot. So Prime Heating and Air, if you have any service issues or you just want something looked at, you can certainly get the maintenance fee rebated 3/4 of the way, 3/4 of the price, or $75 from National Grid. So have them over 802-4287, 802-4287 to call Prime Heat and Air. Neil Carr, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, stay warm. Coming up next, Cindy Page is the owner of Page's Christmas Tree Farm. We're going all Hallmark on you next.
Here we go.
Can we say Hallmark? That's like a trademark thing.
Yeah, they don't listen either.
Yeah, they don't care. On the local show, coming up on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into The Local Show. You found it. You were taking your snowmobile all over the place and you happened upon the radio station and you stopped here. You pulled over and said, hey, I'm going to listen to The Local Show.
And you did.
And here you are. It's Tom and Steve from Zoey Advertising, broadcasting from the Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan Studios. We're going to be talking with Cindy Page right now. She is the owner of Page's Christmas Tree Farm, a real live Christmas tree farm. I feel like I'm in a Hallmark movie. See, I've been waiting for that.
Welcome.
Yes. How are you there, Cindy?
I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Good. How long have you been in the farming of Christmas trees?
We started planting trees about 37 years ago.
Wow, it takes that. Like, did you do nothing until the trees matured?
Well, it takes about 7 years when you start planting them,
Okay.
and it's a continuous process. You plant each year.
So 1987, you put some.
Yeah.
Do you start with like little trees, or do you drop seeds in the ground, or you just? How does it work?
Most people plant transplants. They're 2 years old.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a cultivar? Or is a cultivar something else?
I don't know.
With the tree. So we have a guy that
does nuts.
They do nut trees, and they take like branches. They call them cultivars.
No, they're seeds.
Okay.
There are nurseries that grow the seeds,
Okay.
different species.
Right, and that's my other question would be, how many different species of Christmas tree do you sell?
Well, on the farm, we have where people cut their own, and we have Fraser, which is a real popular one.
Very popular one.
Balsam, which is a very popular one.
Yeah.
And a few others, blue spruce.
Yes, of course.
Yes, and we have some con colors in the field and some Canaan.
What particular Christmas tree is the kind that you can touch the pine needles and they don't hurt your hands? It's nice and soft.
All of them are soft except for spruce. Spruce aren't soft.
Yeah, they'll prickle you.
I watched a video the other night, Tom, of cats in Christmas trees. It just came up on my string. So cats messing with Christmas trees.
Messing with them,
and I'm not a cat guy at all. But it was like the cats would jump on and they would pull down and they would, and the trees were falling over and, they're trying to figure out. So
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, they might want to buy a blue spruce then. Because the cats wouldn't enjoy jumping.
Because they're very rigid needles.
They're prickly,
they're prickly.
You decorate them and then you stand back and enjoy them.
Yeah.
But we did have a man years ago that he said he had a Chesapeake Bay Retriever puppy, and he wanted something very, very prickly. So he took home a blue spruce.
Yeah. Interesting. Now, are you a Syracuse native? Were you born and raised around this area?
I was born in Bozeman, Montana.
Oh, wow.
But I grew up in Baldwinsville from elementary school.
Oh, okay. So, you're basically... And is your husband from here as well?
He is. He grew up in Clinton, so he's from here, too.
Yeah. And so did you start the farm? So your professional life consisted of farming, or did you do something else before farming?
Well, both of us were in other jobs. The farming was when we bought the land. Mm-hmm. It was Randy's dream to raise our children and as income for the kids' college.
Okay. Well,
did they go to college?
Did they go to college?
Yeah.
Did they end up going to college?
They did. I think they played more hockey.
I just didn't know how that worked out.
But they're still working on the farm and past college.
What is your professional background? What did you do?
I'm an artist. I draw and paint birds and wildlife.
Well, that's something you probably could keep doing all through the farming, right?
Yeah.
Do you sell your works?
Well, I've illustrated a lot of and.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Do you still do that?
Not so much.
Okay. And what does your husband do? What did he do?
He was his background was in nature interpretation and.
Nature. What's that mean?
Tom's face for radio listeners has a big question mark on it.
Well, he has a background. He was a teacher for a short time, and then he went into sales in Casanova.
Okay.
Electronic sales.
So do you have to do? So you see the trees, and you're driving along, and you see, there's a tree farm. What yearly, monthly, daily, how do you maintain them so they actually have a decent shape? What has to happen?
They're shaped. They're trimmed.
How often does that happen?
Once a year.
Okay.
Oh, just once?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you zing along with a chainsaw and zoop, 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 or how's it work?
A shearing blade is usually how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
They break dormancy in the spring and grow all their growth for the year. And once they're hardened and
right,
then they're trimmed to.
So if you want a fatter tree, do you have to
eat more carbs?
Chop off the top to create what they call apical dominancy?
Wow.
Well, they have leaders at the top.
Right.
And you want the energy to go into the tree. So you trim them down to 1 liter.
Right.
And there's kind of a style per person who's doing the shearing. You can kind of tell people who are really good at it.
Okay.
And there's also differences among trees. Some grow long, or they're skinnier.
Right.
Yeah, they're
like Steve.
just
tall and thin.
Just like Steve. Yeah.
At one point, yes, that's true.
Very nice.
What's the variety? So meaning you plant 100 trees, they're not all going to look the same. They are like people.
Yes.
So you have some that are broader and thicker and some that are taller, and then there's the little Charlie Brown tree that never shot up that sits there in the corner?
Well, they can be pretty consistent. If you get the seedlings from the same nursery, there's a lot of consistency.
Okay,
they have the
good.
same genetics.
Right.
So if they're trimmed the same, they look pretty good.
Where's the...
Well, I was going to say, what else do you do on the farm? Do you just have trees, or do you have animals, or
We
sell
have
anything
lots
else?
of animals.
Well, go ahead. Tell us what people find when they come over there for the experience.
Well, the kids love it because we have a barn. We've had horses there, and we have sheep there now, and there's some chickens walking around. They like all that.
So people come out to the farm, they can get a tree, see some animals, have some fun. Where is it located?
We're in the town of Manlius. We're on on Gulf Road.
Yes.
Our township is actually Pompey.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when are you open? When can people do this?
On our website, it gives the days and the hours, but we actually open before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
'Cause there are people that really would like a tree set up before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you cut it fresh, and we have pre-cuts too, and they've been taken care of, they'll be fine.
Do you bind the tree so that people can put it on their car or in their truck? And
Netting it, yes.
Netting it and all that, okay.
Yeah.
Because that's important.
Yeah. So all the info, pageschristmastrees.com. Is that true?
Yes.
So they can see the pageschristmastree.com, and it's go to Manlius and keep going, and you're out there in Oren-Delphi. Is that what I heard you say?
No, people get confused with Oren-Delphi. We're Oren Gulf.
So where is that?
Just next door.
It's in another county.
Yeah, it's parallel to it, to the west.
All right.
Okay.
Well, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cindy.
Yeah, very nice.
But a lot of people are familiar with Oren-Delphi.
Right.
Or Delphi, yeah,
Right.
sure.
You can fish there.
Well,
Yes.
we have been involved with wildlife rehabilitation for years, so people are always bringing an animal out that needs help.
Oh, very nice. Steve needs help in a lot of ways. Maybe I'll bring him out. You can rehabilitate him. That's Cindy Page right there. She's the owner of Page's Christmas Tree Farm. Thank you so much for all you do and all your family does.
Thank you. It's been a nice business. Lots of
Great.
amazing people.
Excellent. All right. Hey, we're going to kick off hour number 2 of the local show. So stick around for conversations with Bob Molta of Slot Car Central. Jason Mahalik is the part of the family business called CNY Medical Products. Bakash Regmi is the owner of Caring Family Nurse Practitioners, and then Jeff Steigerwald stops by. He's the owner of Liehs and Steigerwald. Stick around. Hour number 2 is coming right up.
It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. This is hour number 2 of the local show. Get ready for engaging interviews with Bob Molta, owner of Slot Car Central. Jason Mahalik is the part of the family business called CNY Medical Products. Bakash Regmi is the owner of Caring Family Health Nurse Practitioners. And Jeff Steigerwald is the owner of Liehs and Steigerwald, all here in hour number 2. And Steve is strapped in and ready to go, and we've got. Do we have a tongue depressor for you? In case
I'm
you
not
start to
strapped in.
Too wild. You know, I like to hold your tongue.
Those are just rumors from when I was younger on the school bus. I'm not strapped in.
Well, we'll talk with Bob Malta. Bob, how are you there?
Ho, ho, ho. Christmas
Yes,
time.
you're back.
Love Christmas time.
Slot Car Central owner. Bob, give people a little history of yourself after prison, when you got out.
Slot cars were a side to me. Toys have always been something I was fascinated with. I've never really grown up. I always liked the idea of a little regression therapy, so the toys kind of fit in. I was the fourth of four boys, so I ended up with the stuff when they all went to college. And
Steve, by the way, is the king of regression.
Yes.
Just so you know, he's the poster child.
The biggest kid I know.
Yeah, I'm the biggest kid I know, too.
It's okay. I have people that come in all the time. They look like seemingly grown adults,
but they will like the toys.
They are not.
Yeah, and they're all guys.
Mostly.
All men are 13 years old forever, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You had an education, though, too. You were actually a college guy.
I did. I was in the computer business for a long time. I was in the travel business for a long time, and then I started buying properties, which I like restoring old properties, try to give them another 100 years. Nice. The building on Teal came available, and I bought that to do the mostly mail order.
Tell people where it is on Teal.
Right next to Lincourt Bakery.
Very nice.
Anything strange on the roof?
Nothing to mention. Maybe a car or two. We're getting ready to. Hopefully, they're going to do sidewalks on Teal Ave. What do you know
that would be
about that?
nice.
About
Yeah.
time? Yes, that'd be great.
Make it easier for the thieves.
Yeah.
They can make a quicker getaway.
I'm just kidding, folks. It's a very nice. But in all honesty, I mean, when I was a kid, I used to walk up and down that. You know, we used to walk from Highland Ave, where my grandparents were, over to was Shop City.
Yeah, the north side, right by Liehs and Steigerwald.
Yeah, well, we had two. We used to.
Jeff's coming up on the show. He'll be up in a little while.
Get a little ring bologna. Maybe he'll bring in some ring bologna. That was
my dad used to go to whatever school was down there. My father used to walk. They used to live on Wheaton Road, and he would walk past Steigerwald's to go to school.
Nice.
I just don't know what school was.
Yeah, I don't know what school. Grant is beyond it.
Maybe it was
Grant Middle.
Right. Could have been that.
It's a good neighborhood. Still is.
Yeah,
Still is.
So what you walk inside, what am I going to see?
So in the slot car place, we've got a track, a 4-lane racetrack that people can come in and try to break my stuff. I don't charge for racing. You can screw around as long as you want. One of the reasons that I do love doing slot cars is a couple times a year we'll have father-son, grandson, father-son, granddaughter racing. Slot cars tends to bridge the gap between ages. Young, old, male, female. It is just as likely that a 10-year-old girl will beat a 30-year-old man in a race just because they're a little more subtle, a little more controlled. Boys generally like to squeeze the trigger, run into the wall.
Yeah.
Does anybody beat you?
Everybody beats me. In slot cars you have a couple different frames of reference for people. Some people are collectors, some people are racers, some people are a little bit of both. I'm more of the little bit of both. The hardcore racers, they race to win. Hardcore collectors generally don't want to break their stuff. So
you're selling these things. Yes. You're selling the new and modern slot cars as well as the heritage from the 70s and 80s slot
Since
cars.
1960, there have always been 2, 3, 4 manufacturers of HO scale slot cars, about the size of a Matchbox car. So very easy to set up, very inexpensive. They literally seem to last forever. We still race the stuff from the 60s and the 70s all the time.
I remember AFX and Tyco. In my head, those are the only. What else is there?
Those are the two big players.
Okay,
always
I remember
have
those.
been.
Yeah.
Tyco was sold to Mattel, and they crashed those. But AFX is every bit as big as it used to be. Different owners, all of that. They've gone through different iterations. We used to go 400 scale miles an hour. Now we go 2,000. Right, so it's all about magnet cars, just like in real life where we used to have 300 horsepower. Now we have cars with 1,200 horsepower. So it's just a different kind of racing. But the nice thing about slot cars, you can pick your speed. I generally tell new people, stay as slow as you can as long as you can. When they're going slow, it's a lot more driver input. You can get the back end to swing around. You can get a little more stylistic with the cars.
Does anybody else sell these things?
Not upstate New York, you got fantasy raceways up in there, but not too many. There's got to be one place on planet Earth that has the most. I just happen to be it.
And you're right here in town.
Right. So if people are looking for a gift for children, what ages?
We have race sets that are based on 6 and up, 8 and up. So we have portable race sets that are essentially driven by 6 AA batteries, but those same identical cars we run on our full-size tracks, and they run just fine. So it generally, for the young kids, it comes down to speed. If you can moderate the speed, they can drive the fast stuff. You just got to limit those boys.
So you're right. So we had, Tommy, we put a 4x8 sheet of plywood on the pool table in the basement, which was an old pool table, and that was where we would set up our track. And we liked a big oval with a crisscross, so on one side you were inside, the other one you're outside, had a lap counter. Yeah, we were too cool for school.
I think that's the biggest, most typical track is 4x8 because plywood is sold in 4x8.
Right.
These days, 4x16.
And you also dabble in heritage or what would I call Americana toys?
Old toys.
Sure.
Old toys.
Regression therapy toys is another moniker. I have pickers that bring me toys, and I end up with all kinds of other things. I'm a sucker for anything made in New York, anything made in USA, anything that's not made in China. I like stuff with a story. I like stuff with a history.
Yeah.
I tell people I like to get in the way of the dump. I like to monetize items that other people don't see value in.
So for people looking for unique gifts and they want to buy toys and everything, they can buy from you and probably get stuff before Christmas.
Oh, sure.
How would they find you? Where would they find this regression therapy stuff?
SlotCarCentral.com.
Okay.
At the bottom, there's another link to my eBay page that is regression therapy toys. That's mostly oddities.
And they can sell the toys to you too, right?
Sure, I love to buy toys.
Okay.
And
that's my favorite.
Okay,
thing.
can they walk in on Teal?
Absolutely.
So when can they do that?
I am generally there most days. I've been relatively happily married for 35 years, so I spend a lot of time at the shop. So I'm generally there. I'm an afternoon guy. I usually come in at 11. By the time I go up to Trinity and get all the stuff for the orders and bring it down to the shop, I'm usually there 11 to 7, 8, 9 at night. But generally toys, even for an opinion.
Right next to the Lincourt Bakery. So
next to Lincourt Bakery.
People know that. And Tom, you made a good point. If maybe, what do I want to get? What could be fun for the family? Hey, you get a box thing, I don't know, drop $100, get a bunch of cars, get a track. How much fun is that and how different it is than staring into a screen all the time?
Right. There you go.
I'm very popular, November to April. As soon as it gets cold, I get all kinds of friends coming in the door because everybody's dragging out their stuff. It's easy to set up for the winter. And when you get the holidays, everybody goes downstairs, goes upstairs, races some slot cars. It's fun, entertainment.
Fun. All right, Bob Molta, the fun guy, fun broker, owner of Slot Car Central, SlotCarCentral.com.
Yeah, there's a phone number. I want to drag it out just in case someone wants to torture you. Okay. Can they call 214-4792?
Sure, they can. 24/8.
214-4792.
There you go. Hey, you have a great rest of the day and a wonderful holiday there, Bob.
Thank you very much, guys.
Okay, Jason Mahalik, part of the family business called CNY Medical Products, coming up next on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back at it again. Thank you for rolling into The Local Show with Tom and Steve. We do appreciate it. I have a holiday decoration trauma going on.
Here we go. Okay.
We corralled the family last week and said, we got to do something. Actually, it was Kelly who said we have to put out our joyous decorations and things like that.
You sound so joyous when you speak of it.
Yeah.
I can feel the joy.
This was in between gigs, in between doing something on Friday and Sunday. And I said, okay, well, Saturday's my only day to rest, so why not do more work? And got the whole family, together. And we did come together as a family, or most of the family, and started lighting things and all that. So we did it, and we were very pleased with ourselves by the end of the day.
And then
the next
I
day,
feel something coming.
The next day we walked outside and we're looking for the pretty lights, and half the lights aren't working.
So it was like the Griswold house. Keep going.
Oh, like, what the heck could have possibly happened? Well, we don't know whether it's squirrel, rabbit, or whatever, bit right through the wires. So all the candy canes went out on the one side. Seriously. So then, I was like, well, I'm going to have to fix that, but I just haven't had a chance to get out there. Because I'm going to have to strip wires and put things together again. So then last night I went out to drive Nicholas somewhere at night, and sure enough, the other side is gone, and I see the two wires sticking out, just chewed apart. So I don't know what kind of an animal chews electrical wires.
I have to confess something, Tom.
I
brought the puppy, Nate's dog that we're watching. I brought the Labrador out when you weren't there,
and you just let him.
And I just let him chew away because I knew it'd get on.
Well, and I don't know how these animals, whatever they are surviving, because you're biting into electricity. You would think they're sitting in the snow. They would,
You would hope.
You would be like in Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation when the cat blew up. I don't know. Anyway, that's my, decoration story.
There we go.
Jason Mahalik is here. He is part of the family business called CNY Medical Products. How are you, Jason?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. Where is your business?
It's right on West Genesee Street, 749, right between Kerner Ford and Crest Cadillac.
Auto Row back in the day, right,
Auto
Tom?
Row.
Oh, yeah. I know where you're talking about.
Are you on the which side of the street are you on?
On the Ford side.
On the Ford, okay, got it.
So if you're going towards the city
that would
on
be
the right.
That'd be the south, Tom, but I know he doesn't know which way.
No.
Has it been there for a while?
Yeah, we've been there a little over 40 years, so we're about 42 years.
Wow. Very nice.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, that's something else.
It's funny you mentioned the Christmas lights and the animal. We had the same problem last year. Right on the side of the house. We thought someone had cut it because it was perfect.
It's perfect, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it's squirrel or mouse or something.
Squirrels, right?
Yeah. I had to do the same thing as soldering everything together.
Yeah. It's just nuts, man. So are you a Syracuse native then? Are you from here?
I am actually from Rochester.
Okay.
And I married into the family.
Gotcha. Okay.
My wife, Rebecca, is actually from Syracuse, was going to school at U of R.
Okay.
And we worked together at Uno's Pizzeria.
There we go. How about that? That's fabulous. That's wonderful.
She was the hostess. I was the busser, and the rest is.
That's okay. Tom actually married his intern, so that's another story for another day. But it's true.
Really did.
So tell us about the business. What do you guys do? What do you sell?
So we do a lot of different medical stuff. We do complex rehab, which is when you see the very complicated wheelchairs, people with CP sort of stuff. And then out of the front of the building, we do retail, which would be your lift chairs, scooters, power chairs that aren't covered by insurance. So we do a lot of different things.
Would my insurance cover a lift chair for just being lazy? And older.
He is lazy and old.
No. I don't want to get too much into it.
So I'd have to pay cash.
The insurance covers the motor only.
Oh my goodness.
And there's no way to bill just for that because it's not like a line item.
So you have to deal with insurances. So that's such an odd thing. So if somebody says, I need a walker or a lift or those things, you help them sort those things all out?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, 40 years.
Because some of the stuff you can get through insurance. So like manual chairs and stuff like that, where if you have a certain diagnosis, everything is based on diagnosis.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they have.
So, I was just speaking with Jody out front, and it's not everything. You think of wheelchairs, and you think of the elderly community, and the majority of the population we deal with is the
teenagers.
Younger population, pediatric, and then we do a lot of VA. We work with the VA.
Right. Oh, they're terrific up there.
Yeah, I love the Syracuse VA.
40 years. There's a lot of people in that space. I know you weren't there 40 years ago, but how do you carve yourself out as a niche in that? Because there's a lot of people buy online and do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So with the retail aspect of it and the lift chairs and stuff, a lot of just good service and follow up, returning calls.
There you go.
That goes a long way. And, you know, the nice part, you know, we have people come in and say, oh, we were looking at this furniture store or that furniture store. And, you know, one of the advantages we have is that we are a medical company, so that everything we sell is medical. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to pay tax on medical. Oh. And if you're local-ish, mm-hmm. there's free delivery.
Okay. So on a medical product, you don't have to pay sales tax. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah. And if you're within a driving distance that's reasonable, you'll actually deliver it. Is there a setup involved, or do those things just drop them on the driveway like the Amazon guy?
So I'm actually one of the people that also helps with that. I wear many hats.
Cool. That's a family business now.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's a little bit of everything. And I guess they call it like a white glove sort of thing. We bring it all the way in, set it up, test it, teach you how to use it.
How many people in the business? How many family members?
So we've shrunken in years just because of people getting older, retiring, changing business. We used to do a lot of bariatric. We had a side company that we ran also that was bariatric. We ended up selling that off a few years ago. So we're down to about 12 or so.
Okay, that's
still pretty healthy. Yeah. When you're coding things for medical purposes, is there one for post-pandemic hypochondriac? Do we have that? Because I'm wondering if
there's one in the room, but
not pointing fingers.
He's asking for a friend.
Because that would be a nice code, and I could get a lot of stuff.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Okay.
They're still doing the COVID surcharge, which is fun.
What's that? What's that about?
Like, like shipping and handling. Yeah. It's on top of that.
No.
For what reason? What would be the purpose?
But the fun fact is that's not anything we can get reimbursed for.
Good golly, that is something else.
You know, we did determine Hochul doesn't listen to the show.
No, yeah.
So we can say anything she wants. We want about her. What a great idea. Another tax on people that are suffering. So briefly, tell me about customer service, because you alluded, you said, we return calls and things. So how does that work in a small business over there?
So we kind of pride ourselves on our service and follow-up. I work with a lot of school therapists and stuff, and I will give out my personal cell phone, my work cell phone.
Sure.
So that, we can text and converse very easily. I'm very easy to get a hold of in that respect, and it makes a huge difference.
That's great. So can you use more business? Can you always use more business?
Everyone can use more business. I'm at the point in my career where I am growing. Yeah. I'm looking to develop the company and get it to the next level.
Excellent.
So 474-4201, correct? Is that the right number?
No, that's not the right number.
That's the wrong number. Do you know the right number?
Yes, 428.
Yes.
9945.
Okay, so let's whoever that other one goes. So we're not quite sure.
We're not sure.
But CNY Med Pro. But to write this number down, 428-9945.
Yep.
They have questions about a product, a thing, whatever it is.
You can get it there.
We can get it 428-9945. Tom.
Well, thank you, Jason, for stopping by. And
thank you so much.
Happy holidays to you and your family.
Happy holidays to you guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Coming up next, we're going to talk with Bakash Regmi. He is the owner of Caring Family Health Nurse Practitioners, right here on the local show on 570. WSYR, stick around.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
And we're back again. Thank you for joining us on this weekend, because we know you have nothing better to do. What would you do on, leading up to the holidays? There's nothing to be done. No wrapping.
Until the ice comes in, I'm fishing, Tom, on the weekends.
Yeah. People need to, get orders sent out to, what do you call that, Amazon, and get their presents.
How about this? How about buy local? How about
I know.
How about have a day where there's not a whole bunch of Amazon stuff showing up at your house and go?
Do they still do that where they used to do like you go down into the city and you have to attend all the different stores. It's like a shop.
Yeah,
thing.
they had that. I think they should.
Heard of that.
I think they should just go see our clients. So I think they should go over to Smith Restaurant Supply on Erie Boulevard across from Texaro's Bikes, kitchen stuff. Then buy a mattress from Charlie at Mattress Makers, and then go out to Blake Jewelry, get a diamond, and stack these things up, and
then go to Safe Harbor
And
Wills
you
and
know what?
Trusts.
Go to
and
Safe Harbor, get a
your
will, get a trust, protect your stuff. That's what I know.
Yeah. How do people get in touch with Safe Harbor, by the way?
They can go to the website if they want. 370-9977 is the phone number.
Yeah.
But if you put in Safe Harbor Wills and Trust, there they are. You can just ask a question.
Sure.
Just put your name in there. And
well, now's the time to do it. You know, you're around family. You can,
yeah, and you get the questions answered. And,
right.
You know, if you've got an old will, you got a really old will.
You can see if people are declining cognitively.
Stop looking at me.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Well, it's a good thing we have a nurse practitioner here. Bakash Regmi is the owner of Caring Family Health Nurse Practitioners, and he's back again. Thank you for joining us. We didn't scare you away.
No, you did not. And thanks for having me.
Yeah, that's great. Where is your practice located, by the way?
So my practice is located on 6846 Buckley Road.
Where's that near? Because people like
that number means nothing.
Yeah, I can't visualize it. Yeah, what's it near?
So there is a new restaurant depot nearby which just opened, or there is a funeral home just about it too.
Yeah, so go past it, up by the funeral home on Buckley.
Yeah.
Piero Brothers.
Oh, Piero Brothers. Yeah.
It's in that stretch. There's a medical plaza.
Thomas
up.
Piero,
Most people know it as up nearly where I used to live. That's what most people reference it.
Is it past Hopkins Road? Do you go past before Hopkins?
Yes.
Okay.
On the right.
Well, that's very convenient.
If we're doing, yes.
Yeah, convenient to everything. Yeah, good job. So, first of all, let's start off by letting people know the difference between a doctor and a nurse practitioner and what you can do and what you can't do and all that.
So definitely that there is a difference in the education. They have longer medical school, whereas we do have long, but they have longer medical school.
Right.
And we do treat patient, diagnose patient. We do other labs. We don't do any surgery.
Okay.
Those kind of thing.
And actually, that's kind of a good thing because
like 98% of the stuff you need.
Well, some of the doctors, the people that I've seen in the past, they're busy in surgery. So, you try and see them. They can't see you because, I got surgery on Thursdays and Tuesdays.
Well, with my old primary care, you would wait months to get an appointment.
Sure. Yeah.
So how long do people have to wait if they want to? Maybe they got a cold. Maybe they're like Tom and they have everything wrong with them. How long do they have to wait to actually make an appointment to see somebody with you?
So for us, today is the 3 months that we open. We opened on September 6th.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah,
congratulations.
So 3 months.
Yes.
And as of right now, I think we're a week or 2 weeks back, but if somebody needs to be seen urgent, we are taking them and we keep a slot open so that we can see during that time. So 1 to 2 weeks wait period so far.
Now, tell me about your kind of philosophy within your practice.
Yes.
Do you just treat people who are sick or do you help people be healthy before they become sick?
So we do both.
Okay.
So the goal for the primary care is we call a primary prevention. That means that we treat patients before they get sick. For example, they come to the lab work or annual physical. We do the annual physical, and if we find something, hey, your cholesterol is high, that's very common, or your blood pressure is very high. So we kind of educate them. If we need to give the medication, we give them. But what are the things that can help you to bring those down? For example, diet, exercise.
Very nice.
Vaccination is another important thing. So we do vaccination. Now we also have a lab in the office, so we can draw lab in the office. So it's very convenient for the patient, so nobody has to go anywhere.
Oh, yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, I always hated going, go to the lab. You got to go to the lab.
Go
and then you sit in a room with a bunch of other people that are not happy to be there at the lab.
That's right.
And we do a COVID test, flu test, all of those.
All those things.
Yes.
I have found or I heard a new phrase, and I kind of like it because I'm it. It's called post-pandemic, what do you call that? Hypochondriac. Post-pandemic hypochondriac. That's what I am. Do you service those kinds of patients?
So it means we see varieties of patients. I only stop right here.
So they lose money on those people because they have to see them so often. So do people think that everything is COVID now? If I itch.
Yeah.
Was that because I had COVID? Or seriously though,
right?
Because when you look at somebody had COVID, okay, my taste buds don't work, I can't hear as well, my hair's falling out. Well, okay, it was falling out before. Are there people that have? Is it psychosomatic where they think something's there that isn't?
So people think that what are the different cause, and we try to find out and help them if it's due to the COVID. And it's So COVID we have this for 3 years, and like we don't have enough data looking for long-term complications, but we do investigate them, help them to understand the disease process. Do we have the answer always? No, but do we have the answer most of the time? Yes.
Yeah, that's nice. There was something else I was going to ask, and now it's totally slipped my mind.
I was thinking about just the accessibility. So what I heard you say earlier is, a regular appointment, might take a week or so, but if you need to see somebody soon, especially if they become your patient, you can get them in. That was never true, and I always saw. I never saw the doctor, Tom.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't even know that I never saw the doctor, and I switched recently in the last year. But before that, it was always seeing someone else. Well, the doctor can't see you until 2025. Let's put you in. So you always saw a nurse practitioner. You saw somebody else.
Yes,
now I remember the question. You had said something about vaccinations, and I've noticed throughout the years, and I think I'm a little bit older than you, and I remember, when I was a kid, I never saw commercials on the television or the radio that were talking about vaccines. And now there seems to be a vaccine. They want you to get vaccinated for everything.
Yes.
You as a nurse practitioner, do you know what's inside all those shots?
So that is the job of the chemist, and usually the FDA kind of reviews it, and we get the data. Means I'm expert on that. What it contains, probably not. But I can assure that it is safe. It has been thoroughly reviewed by the FDA, and that is what I will say.
Okay. So you would be, and I don't want to be an anti-vaxxer, but do you vet people and say, okay, based on your health conditions and everything like that, this shot would be good for you? You don't force it on them, or?
No, I offer them, I educate them, and some of the people say, hey, if you have a child, do you vaccinate him? Yes, they are all vaccinated.
Right.
And I'm vaccinated too. So that kind of gives the confidence to the people to, hey, he's giving that vaccine to the kids.
But you don't hold people down, strap them down, and make them take the shot, is what Tom was going in.
No, we don't do that.
And if someone's not comfortable, you say, okay, I think it's a good idea, but if you don't, we'll move on.
Yes. So that is individuals' perspective. Yeah.
It sounds like you're the type of person who can have a conversation with your patients. And
there you go.
You don't just get them in and out and all that. That's great. Well, a happy 3 month again, and we hope you go another 30 years.
Definitely. Thank you. Thanks for having me. And if you are looking for a primary care, we are still accepting the patient. Please call the office, 315-980-9892. Thank you.
Okay, great. That's Bakash Regmi right there, owner of Caring Family Health Nurse Practitioner, and he's the head nurse practitioner at this moment. Next, we're going to talk with Jeff Steigerwald, and we're going to talk everything meats, owner of Liehs and Steigerwald, right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
It's The Local Show. You found it. Thank goodness. You're getting better at this stuff, folks. You can actually find things. You can see us on YouTube as well. If you're hearing us on the radio or you have an electronic device, your phone or your tablet, and you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, you can certainly switch over and see the YouTube channel and actually see us in action.
You're kind of dressed like you got your Christmas tree shirt on there today, Tom.
I didn't even realize it. I just threw it on.
Like a blue spruce.
Yeah.
It's really green. I don't know. There's something blue about it.
Everybody's asking me in the family what I would like for Christmas, and I said smocks. Just get me a smock. Because I'm so large now.
Well, the old song, "Point of No Return." I think you reached it. You're turning around.
I may have.
I think last week you had a better attitude for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, right.
So,
one thing I am trying until Dr. Barry gets a hold of me again is, we talked about my weight, and I said I just cannot believe I've never been this heavy ever. So I was trying the carnivore diet, and I was really excited to talk with Jeff Steigerwald here from Liehs and Steigerwald to talk about the meats and everything. And, there's just so many positives. I just, hundreds and hundreds of videos on this carnivore thing until Dr. Barry says, no. Oh, no. Who knows? I may go see him and he'll say, it's not the greatest. But major benefits of resetting your whole microbiome and your whole, homeostasis to get you back in line with things. Because it eliminates a lot of crap.
Yeah, that's true.
Keeps you focused. But meats, you would endorse meats, wouldn't you, Jeff?
I'm a big fan of that diet. Absolutely.
Yeah. Get all my stuff from you. I could just pay you along with the mortgage.
Yeah, well, that's probably the problem. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But you have Jeff Steigerwald right here. He's the owner of Liehs and Steigerwald.
Owning partner, right?
Yeah,
a couple of you.
Correct. Yep.
You and Chuck.
Me and Chuck. Yep.
And Liehs is spelled Liehs, right?
Yeah, just like it sounds.
Right.
Yeah, and the I before E, that just all goes right out the window.
Yeah, so LiehsandSteigerwald.com, and you can get the full menu there. But what are some of your more famous cuts of meat?
Cuts of meat. Well, I mean, we're really known for our sausage making. So,
okay, let's start there.
Yeah,
then.
That's the best place to start.
You've been doing that since, say, when?
1936.
Okay,
Yeah, so a while ago.
Yeah, so those, the recipes for our hot dogs and the German bologna and the smoked bratwurst and the knockwurst, liverwurst, all that came right over from Germany, and we've been doing it the same way. So that's kind of what we're originally known for, and that's.
What is liverwurst made out of?
It's made out of pork liver, pork fat, and seasoning.
That's pretty good. I can have that. The carnivore diet supports that.
You can have anything in this plate. Skip the potato salad. Other than that, you're pretty good.
Well, a lot of people don't like organ meats, but liverwurst, I've never had a problem with liverwurst. I love the taste.
No, some organ meats can be good for you too. I mean,
very good. Yeah,
absolutely.
And you have liver over there. What's the best liver if I was going to buy liver?
If you're going to just cook the liver, calf's liver is going to be your
best bet. Yeah.
And
liver and onions.
Yeah, mix in a little bit of our bacon and you're good to go.
Are we trying to make people hungry or not? Because liver, I don't know. Did anybody listening just go,
yeah, but it's so healthy, Steve. I mean, honestly.
Well, what do you know about health?
I threw the bacon in there.
I do. That's all I watch are these dang videos on health.
I eat the healthy stuff, right? I get the bacon.
I was just saying, I threw bacon in for you. That's right. The whole point.
But actually, that's good, too. They're finding that the animal fats are very good for you.
Yeah, that's true.
And your brain needs that. Steve, you need more animal fats.
No, it's true. I like when I walk over and see Jeff, typically Saturdays, I like the old school feel. And it's all there, and you look, and they wrap it in the white paper, and it's just kind of fun, and it tastes
well,
good.
And that was the other thing that a lot of people will talk about, the doctors especially, when you're eating meat, they say get it pure, get it as close to locally sourced as possible.
Right.
And you do that. Where do you get it from?
We do. We source the majority of our pork comes out of Seneca Falls, and as well as there's a beef farm down there that we also use in Geneva, and they've both been we've been working with them for a good maybe almost 10 years now, and their stuff is really incredible.
Primo, yeah,
it really is.
Well, they used to say you are what you eat, but now it's you are what the thing that you're eating ate, right?
Right.
Well, it's like, remember biology in like 6th grade is like, okay, this ate this, ate this,
right.
ate this, ate this, ate this. There's some of that going on, right?
Yeah, for sure. But in both of the farms that we work with, they're all natural. They don't use any hormones or antibiotics. So that's the stuff that kind of really starts to change things up a little bit. So yeah, we love the natural stuff. We try to do that as much as humanly possible.
So I think hot dogs get a bad rap. Change my mind.
They do get a bad rap. What we put into our hot dogs is basically, I always tell people, it's yesterday's ground beef that we don't sell becomes tomorrow's hot dogs, and we, again, we mix in just spices, and we don't put in any of the fillers or cereals or any of that other stuff that goes into, some of the other hot dogs that, are made on a.
So you really do have healthy hot dogs.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Well, they're definitely made from real cuts of meat, not bits and pieces and parts.
You don't process the heck out of it,
right?
And put all sorts of
minimal as we can. But again, it's done the way it's been done for almost 100 years.
I think you can taste it. They're hot dogs. I think I don't know. Maybe it's the placebo. I know this isn't really bad for me.
Right.
It's meat. It's got some fat in it, like meats would do, but it's
okay, man.
But it's so the conies. What are the conies? What's in the coney?
Conies. It's basically we make it out of veal, and pork, veal and pork, and then again just spices. And no bits and pieces, no cereals, nothing added in there. So
speaking of veal, I'm full Italian, and that's no secret. So we like to have veal cutlets on Christmas Eve. Yep. So I can come and get my veal cutlets from you. Has the price gone astronomically through the roof, or can I get good cuts of veal from you? Reasonably priced.
We have a very nice veal cutlet that we carry, and it comes to us frozen, which is really, we don't move as much veal as we used to, so that
because of the price, probably.
Because of the price, and veal gets...
Not as many people eat veal as they used to.
Yeah, I mean,
why?
Well, there is the stigma of veal, I guess.
Why? Where's it come? Why? Where does it come from?
Well, I'll tell you what. In my Italian family, there was no stigma.
Right. That's a good thing, and that's there's still plenty of people that get it, but yeah, I mean it's crept up in price like everything else, but I wouldn't say it's
So you can get a special cut of meat, whatever it is. The holidays are here.
Yep.
Same location you started at 38 million years ago.
Correct.
Grand Boulevard. Pull in. There's always parking there. It's like there's not a lot, but you can always get in, get out.
Yep.
Right.
And get some special yummy stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
awesome. Makes me hungry. Well,
And you can have a conversation with the butcher, and that's a great thing. And all your people are friendly.
Yep. Thank you. We welcome that, obviously.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's Jeff Steigerwald. Good to see you again. He is the co-owner of Liehs and Steigerwald. Would that be appropriate?
That is 100% accurate. Thank you guys so much.
Excellent. All right, Jeff. Thank you. Steve, that's going to wrap up the local show. This is your chance to run from me. And get away.
Okay, I will.
Get away. All right. On behalf of the local show, Zoey Advertising, and Tom and Steve, God bless you and your families. Take a walk today and every day with a friend or family member. It keeps the weight down and the mind clear. The local show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1, and then again on Sunday morning from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend, and don't worry about that walk in the cold, because it's even better to walk in the cold. Get your metabolism really cranked.
Believe that if you want to. Go ahead.
Get down to business. Keep doing business locally. Tell your friends about the local show right here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube at Zoey Advertising.